good for him. A bounce up to my team. Oh, he got her in the ulti. That's massive. You could like grab two people to Alright guys, Mr. Fantastic, let's go over how we can actually play him and how he kind of fits into the game and some tips and tricks, and we'll roll out some gameplay of a real game. So I want to start off by going over some stuff that some people may not know about. The first thing is that you can cleave with his basic attack, meaning I can hit this one target and drag and hit everything. The key with this character is to play at a really high sensitivity. And as far as the role, and the reason why a lot of people consider this the worst character in the game, if you look at a lot of tier lists, they put him towards the bottom. Now, he isn't the best DPS, he isn't the best tank, he isn't the best support, but he kind of does everything. And let me go ahead and actually explain that. So for starters, you can obviously do damage with every single character in the game. His damage isn't really insane, it isn't really bursty, but you can grab two targets. If you use his right click, you can grab, you can see we can get these two different targets and do like an impact attack, and it'll kind of put them closer together. But if one target gets eliminated, the other one kind of flies further. But that is kind of like his extent in damage, and his ultimate, by the way, is kind of rough. It takes 5 attacks to actually eliminate, let's say, a target like Luna Snow at 275. So if I was to activate this, we will get a total of 6 hits with this ultimate. However, if we miss, we only get 3. So you can see 5 hits eliminates an enemy. He honestly has one of the worst ults in the Duelist department because he's not going to force out a lot of the support ults, which is, if you can force out a support ult by him, that is great. He is not immune to damage, by the way, when that happens, so keep that in mind as well. But the best thing that I really recommend people to do and to get more value with the character is to just hit all the targets. Play at a high sensitivity and you'll get much more value with this target. But to explain why he's kind of like a everything character, if I dash to my teammates, I can go ahead and shield them, I can go ahead and block some damage, and I can actually reflect some of the damage. Remember I said some. No matter how much damage that you absorb, you will not be able to get eliminated, by the way. You can't even take damage from the back if they start hitting you. But the thing is that it will not exceed 180 damage. So you can't like absorb an ultimate and shoot it back and it one-shots things. It's just not going to happen. 180 is the maximum. But this is what you really want to try to do with him. You want to cycle off your cooldowns. You'll notice below my crosshair, there's a number. Now, if I stop attacking, that number will start to go down. When I reach 100, I become in a big form. That is one of his passives called Elastic Strength. It's going to grant him a shield and boosts his damage, but we get a range reduction. His range is 15 meters, so you'll see over here, if we get to 16, it's actually really short. Oh, here we go. So you can see I can't hit the enemy from here. He has a very, very short range, and that is one area where a lot of people may not notice. They may think he has really long range, but his range is actually, again, quite short. But you want to kind of play like a bruiser, in a sense, because you're going to be able to regain a bunch of shields. So you can go ahead and use this, and you can even get hit from the back. You're never going to be taking damage, even during the animation, which is actually quite great. But when we reach 100, and we get this number by just activating our abilities, we're going to be able to get 100, and then we can do a little bit more damage, and we'll have a lot more shields for a small duration. If I want to exit this in any time, I can always exit that form. So when we use our abilities, whether we're jumping to enemies or teammates, because when we jump to teammates, we do grant them a shield, and that is quite big. But we're going to get 30, and for like the regular attacks, it's going to go up by 5. So that's kind of how these numbers work, and if we can see over here, we can hit multiple targets, it just goes up by 5, even if you hit multiple targets. If it went up more than that, he'd probably be like an S tier character. But right now, a lot of people put him at the bottom because they don't know that he's kind of a jack of all trades. So we would jump to our teammates, maybe shield, or we can jump to the enemy. This only does 30 damage, by the way. That's why he gets a lot of flack. He doesn't do that much damage. He doesn't really do that much tanking in the sense where like he's going to provide like a shield for your character to kind of sit behind, but he uses his body to actually body block for his teammates. That's how he can get a little bit more value. You still eventually need to get healed with him though, because he doesn't heal, he only grants himself shields. But we could also grab 2 targets over here, and we can do what's called an impact, and it'll slide the targets, as long as they're able to be alive. And you could maybe try to combo this with ultimates, if you can. It could be good. Maybe someone's playing super far back. You can also grab a single target. So if I grab this target, oh, this target's already dead. But if we grab this target over here, you can see I can do an impact, and it's going to pull the target towards me. This will actually have a longer range. I believe it's, right now it's set up as 20 meters for, if we target this, you can see, we can still target them a little bit further away than our basic attack. But as far as it goes, the ultimate, don't think of it like I'm popping my ultimate, I'm eliminating all the teammates. Think of it like, well, maybe if I can force out an enemy ultimate or push the backline, kind of give my team extra space to kind of push up. That's essentially what it's more so used for, and I think this is where a lot of people feel like the character falls short is, again, the ultimate. To require 5 hits on a, like, 275, I think it's a little bit too much, considering you only get 6 hits. And if we look at, like, how many hits is it for just the basic attack, I was actually surprised by this. Watch. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His ultimate takes 5 hits as well. But remember, you are getting it in an AoE, but you're not getting that shield. So I've heard some people say that, like, the ultimate gets very little value because he's essentially useful when you're able to go ahead and help your team via using the shield abilities, right? Because when you're in your ultimate form, you don't get these, and that's how he kind of is able to survive for very long. The way that you get value and how you would play him is basically just to make the enemy team attack you, and then you basically just keep on spamming your abilities, and you kind of have this, like, almost immortal kind of a character where you're just making it harder for the enemies to try to kill your teammates, because again, you would jump to your teammates. He's also going to be getting a shield, so that's essentially how you can get value. But watch the gameplay and you guys can kind of see how the character is played, and I'm curious to know, what do you guys think of the character? I mean, I know he's in the Duelist category, but does that qualify him for that? I don't know. I want to say that that immediately means that he's in that category. He doesn't have a really good consistent way to get in, like, big burst damage. Like, you can hop to the targets, but it doesn't really do that much insane amounts of damage. And you only have big boy form for a little bit. I mean, you can go to this form. Now, that is really hard to aim, too. Like, he's just not an easy character to play, because he lacks a lot of things. One of the things he definitely lacks is mobility, but let's just go over how we would play him. So right now, my team has no Vangaurd, so it's no tank, but dude, I mean, that's like normal for every single game, right? You can jump on that Iron Man, but he's weird because he's kind of like a bruiser character, but he doesn't facilitate the role of a bruiser like Thor would, where Thor actually does pretty good damage, right? But he can do a lot of distracting, and this ability is what makes him. If he didn't have this, like, puffing out his chest thing, I would say this character is pretty terrible. But because he has that, you can kind of rotate. Oh, Wolverine going crazy on the Doctor Strange, so I think we're good on this. They're taking the point. I don't care, dude. I'm going for the high KD game, man. I'm going to try to help our Iron Man's good. So, like, you can kind of, like, help your team be a shield. So, like, he's kind of weird because genuinely he kind of does everything. Like, he's not a support, but he can, like, shield. He can help out his teammates with a shield, right? If they're, like, low, he can block for the teammates. And I can just do this in the choke over here. Now, this unfortunately can't one-shot. It can do up to 180 damage. That's the damage that we can potentially deal for damage. So I'm going to pop my Invisible Woman. Oh, well, basically at this point, that means we're getting no damage in here. It's just memes. But we're going to go back to the point. Maybe get some damage here, but... Oh, we actually got... Oh, well, this is going to be very difficult to get your limbs now. But you could drag his attack. Hold on, maybe we get the Spider-Man. Oh, we got the Spider-Man. Actually, maybe. Maybe. Hold on. If I get this extra support. Get the Psylocke. I want to go after support, though. She's going to push us back. Okay. Go jump on the Invisible Woman. Oh no, this is Cloak and Dagger. They actually look very similar. But you see, like, we're generating so much shields that it's hard for them to actually, like, eliminate us. Like how we just ignore that. We just go straight over, man. We got our ulti up again. Now, his ulti, you get 6 slams if you land all the shots. It takes 5 slams to get in the limb. Okay, so we got round 1 right now. Easy claps. Would I rather have, like, a Hela or him for DPS? I would rather have a Hela. Now, if it's tank, would I rather have a Doctor Strange or a Magneto or Venom? I would rather have one of those over this character. The one thing I really don't like with the character is he has no mobility. I mean, yeah, you could argue he can jump to his teammates, but like, I want his mobility on his own. If he dives one of my support, I can kind of help him. I'm gonna make sure the Spider-Man doesn't try to eliminate the little revive beacon. Oh, okay, so they're doing some TP strategy. We can go over to him. Okay, this is gonna be our first rip. Oh, okay, we're good. I think we win this one. Okay, I don't think we need a pop ult. But remember, you can drag his attacks. Like, I think they're getting dove pretty hard. I don't even know where the support is. Oh, let's go. Nice. So like I said, he's a bruiser, but like right now, our team comp is surprisingly pretty good for him. A bounce up to my team. Oh, he got her in the ulti. That's massive. You could like grab 2 people to we're actually doing pretty good with him. I ain't gonna lie. But do I think he's the worst character like a lot of people said? Oh, it's so hard because like again, I would never. He can't really replace the support. I don't know if he can really replace the tank, like if you're solo tanking with him. But this Iron Fist on our team is really good. But okay, by the way, to play him correctly, you're trying to build up that thing to 100, and once you get this thing to 100, that thing's really hard to hit. But once we get the thing to 100, we basically become big boy and we get a bunch of shields. Oh, he keeps on grabbing the HP, man. But you can rotate pretty hard in all of. Oh, okay, they're sweating now. They went to swap to Hela. Boing. That only does 30 damage, by the way, when he does his... I know, people call it the back shot attack. What is it actually called? Okay, flexible is what it's called, but like, it literally, from the back, man. I mean, you like, watch the animations. You can't damage him, by the way, when he goes for this. Oh. Okay, she literally solo ulted me. Oh, wait, we got revived. Okay, it's a flawless game still, JV flawless, but we go bounce. And since we have invisible, when we have the extra shield thing, but... Oh, there's our thing. There's no more. I got 2 support over here. I'm gonna try to make some space for my team. Dude, I'm gonna be sleep till Overwatch 3 coming out. That sleep lasts so dang long. And this woman? Oh, that's close connect. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Those 2 characters look too similar to me. Okay. Oh. I can't really save my team. Okay. Oh, wait, we gotta land? But now we're big boy. Dang. Almost was able to survive. If we didn't get beams... the poor guy was healing because the thing got destroyed. Alright, we're gonna reset over here. That's probably the worst character right now. He actually has one of the lowest win rates too. So like, objectively, he is the worst. But I mean, he actually has a pretty solid ult. Our team ripped over here. But they just popped ult, so I'm not gonna be able to contest at all. We're gonna have to probably do a full reset for once on our team. What ults do we have? We have, okay, I mean, I know that guy gonna be pulling up with the Iron Fist. His Iron Fist isn't bad. When you climb higher ranks in the game, your Iron Fists aren't as bad. Okay, so see how we helped our team right there? So you can jump to your enemies and your teammates, but we also have the shield that gives us more HP based on how much we're missing. But to be honest, I just kind of use it whenever. I'm not gonna pop while I'm low. You're not gonna have enough time for it. Oh, slam. It's kind of hard to control this. I ain't gonna lie. But if I get 1 pick with it, I'll be happy. But unfortunately, right there, didn't get it. Not worried about it too much though. Come on, bite me, bro. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get very much stuff done right now. I'm gonna go back to this. Can maybe get a limb on her. Yes, we got our first reflect kill. It's genuinely pretty hard to aim that. Plus, it doesn't reflect infinite damage. What it's going to do is it's based on the damage that you take. You can do up to 180. Their Psylocke, I think, popped the ult at the very end, but it doesn't really matter. But we actually got MVP. We actually kind of played it because remember, we had no tank. We were basically kind of the tank for our character. And let's check the damage. No one wanted to play tank this game. It's pretty normal, right? But let's go see the numbers. What are the numbers that we're looking at for our young Mr. Fantastic? So we actually did block a good amount. So yeah, not as much as a tank in terms of like the damage blocked. I would say like you can get maybe like 30-ish K, but still able to put up some sort of amount of numbers over there. And I would say we dominated pretty hard. We showed you guys we could actually kind of defend our own teammates, and kind of you want to play him as a bruiser. We did technically have the most damage in the game, but I'll be honest, I don't think he's like the most insane DPS. You can get pretty big numbers when you pop your ult, because you're hitting, if you hit all 6 again and again, but they popped an ultimate, so they wouldn't really take any damage anyways, right? Like, you can't really rely on him to burst through like a Luna Snow or like a Mantis ult. Like, it's just, it ain't happening. But anyways, I think he's pretty low tier at the end of the day. He's really hard to play for a lot of people, and he doesn't replace any of the roles currently. He kind of facilitates like a jack of all trades. Is he a super throw pick? I'll let that be for you to decide. But if someone picking him on my team, I'm probably going to be like, yeah, well, if he doesn't pop off within the first 5 minutes, everyone's going to ask him to swap. It's normal, though.